All right, today we are also doing domain and range in further detail, you can say. So everything is gonna stay the same. Domain is still X, range is still Y. We are going to write the notation, the format, and then we are going to fill in the numbers as well. So everything is almost the same as we have done previously. Graph with no endpoints, that means those graphs goes forever. They don't have any endpoints, so we have to pay attention to that. The blank is a set of all input values, X, so it's domain. Your keyword, Dixie. Or domain is always read from left to right on a graph. The blank is a set of all output values, dependent x, y values of a relation or a function. That's range. Keyword is roid. Range is always read from bottom to top on a graph. A function or relation has blank, domain, and range if all the values are unbroken and over a part of a graph. Continuous. So when you have continuous, we write our notation in the boxes or as in inequalities. So that's for domain, and then the range is gonna be the same way with the Y. You can read this on your own. I'm gonna help you with writing the domains at the bottom and the ranges of these graphs. So domain is Dixie, write your keyword, the first thing you're gonna do. So I'm gonna talk about the X. Box less than X less than box. And range is gonna be the same way, box less than Y less than box. Now domain is read from left to right. So the leftmost point over here is infinity. And the rightmost point over here is also infinity. So it's infinity to infinity. So this is all real numbers. ARN, all real numbers. I'm not going to put equal over here because you are unable to touch or reach in infinity at all times. So we never write equal with the infinity. We are going to do the same way, range the same way as we have doing. I need the bottom and the top point. So the bottommost point over here is the arrow, so infinity. And the topmost point over here is, this is 1. When you have infinity, remember we cross out that hand side, so I'm just gonna scratch it out. I don't need that part. So my final answer is Y less than equal to 1. Because if you see this line is you don't see a closed circle, but you see a solid line. So this also means equal. So you have the equal sign over here. So put the line. This is also a closed circle. Or a solid line is closed circle. This you already know. Start is infinity. End is infinity. This is all real number for domain. And bottom, range, bottom to top. Bottom is also infinity. And top is also infinity. So this is all real numbers. This is the easiest one that you're going to see. Domain and range for this graph. The first thing you do is you put your notation. Domain is Dixie. Roid for range. box less than x less than box, range y less than box less than y less than box. Domain is read from left to right, so I need the leftmost point. The leftmost point over here is arrow, so infinity, and the rightmost point is also arrow, infinity, so this is all real numbers. We are going to read the range the same way, bottom to top. So the bottommost point is on the y is 2. This is a solid line, so put a line. And then the topmost points, both of them are actually arrow, so infinity. It's infinity on the other side. You don't need that, cross it out. I'm just gonna mirror this part, and that would be my answer. Y greater than equal to 2. Graphs with one endpoint. We did the one endpoint before as well. The graphs with one endpoint frequently have domain and range in the form of x greater than something or y less than or equal to something for all the values of x and y. Well, we don't need to memorize anything from there, because if we write our format correctly and then how we did it in the past, you should be able to write everything correctly. So you can read that middle portion on your own. I'm gonna help you with writing the domain and the range over here, just like we did it in the past. So domain, your keyword is Dixie. Range, your keyword is Royd. So we are talking about x for the domain. Put your notation, it's a continuous function. So box, angle, x, angle, box. Same for the y. I have my format, I have my notation. Now fill in the numbers. Domain is left to the right. So I'm going to read the leftmost point. The leftmost point over here is arrow, so infinity. And the rightmost point over here is a closed circle. And the x value is 1. So put the angle. You don't need that part. So this is your answer. X less than equal to 1. Range is read from bottom to top. So the bottommost point over here is arrow, so infinity. And the topmost point, you would think it's 1, no, but the topmost point is this, 2. This is the topmost point. This is 2. It's a solid line, so closed circle. So your equation or your final answer should be, you don't need that side, cross it out. And y less than equal to 2. This is final answer. Again, everything is same over here as we have done it in the past. Domain is Dixie. X, range is Royd. Y, put your boxes in and then fill in the numbers. Left, right, bottom, top. So leftmost point of this graph is actually arrow, so infinity. And the rightmost point is 4. No color, no line. It's an open circle, so no color, no line. So I don't put a line. I don't need this part, cross it out. So the answer, final answer should be x less than 4. Range. For the range, read the bottommost point of the graph. So the bottommost point of the graph is this, is 0. And the topmost point, this is the top, So topmost point is arrow, so infinity. We don't need the infinity sign, so cross it out. And I'm just gonna mirror image this. Y greater than 0. It's a closed circle, it's an open circle, no color, no line, so I don't put a line. Y greater than 0. The third example, we're gonna do the same thing. Write your keyword Dixie. Domain is X, range is Y. Now put your boxes in for both domain and ranges. Now all we're gonna do is write in the numbers. Domain is left to right, so I need left and right, and then range is bottom to top, so I need bottom and top. So the leftmost point of the graph, this is the leftmost point of the graph. -3 is the X value. It's an open circle, so no color, no line. I'm not gonna put a line because there's no color. And then on the rightmost point is, you would assume it's 2, but no, it's an arrow. So this is infinity. Cross out the infinity side and just fix it, mirror it. X greater than -3. Let's look at the bottommost point for the range. So bottommost point for the range is this. This is the bottom of the graph. That's 2. It's a solid line, so I put a line. Don't forget that, put a line. And then the topmost point, you would think it's 4, but no, this is the top. The topmost point is arrow, so that's infinity. Cross it out and mirror image it. Y is greater than or equals to 2. So everything is still the same. If you follow this notation, this sequence, this order, left, right, bottom, top, you should be fine. And this should help you. You should be able to do this one on your own as well. It's the things that we have done it in the past. It's the same thing. Graph with blank frequent have domain and range in this format. So yep, you're gonna have us, if it has 2 endpoints, you are going to have 2 numbers. So there will be a number here, there will be a number here. This is left and this is right number. This is bottom and this is top number for the domain and the range. So 2 endpoints and then you have numbers. At this point, you already know how to do it. We have done it multiple times. And I'm using the same format. Domain Dixie for X, range Roid, Y. Make your boxes. You can make for actually all of them because everything is same. Write your keyword for all of them. Domain is left to right. So the leftmost point over here is 1 with the open circle. So no color, no line is your keyword. And rightmost point is 4. There you go. That's your domain and domain. Range, I need bottom number. This is the bottom number, -2. It is a solid line, so put a line. And then the topmost point is 2 with an open circle. So there you go. Simple. Range. Easy one. 2 endpoints are kind of easier. Domain leftmost point is -4. And rightmost point is 2. If you notice, I'm drawing that dotted line and I'm reaching for the domain, I'm reaching for the X value. That helps. We're going to do the same for the Y. I need the bottommost point. So this is color, this is no color. So no color, no line, color, I put a line here. So let's just do that as well. This is the bottommost point, -4. It's a closed circle, put a line. And topmost point, so is this one, 2 positive. This is open circle, so no line. Again, no color, no line. Third example, I can see this is closed circles for both. Also, this is talking about hours and weight. So there's no way in the world you will have negative hours or negative weight. Now domain, I need the start. So if you see, this is the starting point, the leftmost point, which is 0. So this is 0. In closed circles, so I put a line. And then the leftmost point is 60. So there you go, 60 with a closed circle. So put a line there. So you have to pay attention and just trace, draw dotted lines and reach till X to get the domain value. That should help. We are going to do the same for the range. We are looking for the bottommost point. So the bottommost point is this for the range, and the value is 0. Close circles, so put a line. And then this is the topmost point. This is top, this is left and top. And this is right and bottom. And this is the topmost point, which I believe is 12. Close circle, so put a line. So this is the domain and the range of a graph, burning candle, that stays like that. Horizontal and vertical lines. In algebra, you get to see horizontal and vertical lines as well, and you are supposed to be learning how to write the domain and the range of these lines. So this is not very difficult because the range and domain is going to be written in the same format, and I will be using the same format. So let's just fill in the blanks really quick over here. Blank have a blank of all real numbers and a range of y equals the number. The first one would be horizontal lines. So horizontal lines have a domain of all real numbers, and the range of y equals the box. Of course, a number goes in a box. Second one would be vertical line. Vertical lines have a range of all real numbers and domain of x equals the number. So even if you don't memorize this part, it's okay, because when we are going to write the domain and range using our notation format, it should be the same thing. So horizontal lines are the ones that run left to right, and vertical lines are the ones that go up and down. The way you can remember is H is the horizontal, and then just the arrows go in the center. That's horizontal. And then same way for the vertical, you put a V, and then if you notice, the arrow is going up and down. So vertical, this is up, down. Horizontal, this is left, right. So this is one of the ways that you can remember what are horizontal and what are vertical lines. If I have to write the domain and the range for these, I'm just going to be using the same format that I use. It's a continuous function, so I need a box. less than symbol, X less than symbol, box for the domain, and same for the range. Domain, this should be the left and the rightmost point. Write your keywords, Dixie, Royd, so you remember which one is X and which one is Y. So the leftmost point is arrow, so it's infinity, and the rightmost point is also arrow, so that's an infinity. And arrow, infinity on both sides, it will be all real numbers. So domain is all real numbers. Now range is a little technical over here. Range needs to be read from bottom to top. So if you see this line is not going up and down. This line is actually fixed on the Y value. So all you have to do is look at that Y value. It's on Y equals 2. So this is how you write the range for the horizontal line. So you can't really write in this format because this line is not going up and down. This doesn't have a bottom, this doesn't have a top. It has a fixed value of 2 because every single Y value of every single point is 2. Y is 2 over here, Y is 2 over here, 2, whatever the point I can see, the Y is going to be 2 over here. So Y is 2 on all of this line. So your equation needs to be Y equals 2. So that's how you would write the range for a horizontal line. Again, it's a vertical line, the next example. Domain is left to right. Dixie, so I need X. And this is left to right. Now, if you notice, this line is just straight, very straight vertical line. It doesn't have a left or the right. So this line, all you have to do is which value of X it is sitting on. This value is -1 because X is -1 for n of all of these points. So this is X equals -1. That would be the domain because this doesn't have left and right. So this is the domain. Now range is bottom to top, which is infinity to infinity, so it is all real numbers. So range is all real numbers. It's very easy to know the values of the X and Y. Just point out where it is, circle that value, and then look for a domain. It is X is over here. Then on the horizontal line, if you need the range Y, as you can notice, it is 2 on the y-axis, and that would be your value. So this is how you can see the domain and the range. You have one question at the bottom over here that you have to do on your own. If you can't really see the line, this is the clue you have to do. Use your Desmos calculator to graph this line. So graph this line in the Desmos calculator. I'm going to highlight the portion that you have to graph this. Type that in the Desmos calculator, graph the line and see what does it look like. Does it look like a horizontal line or a vertical line? And from there, you should be able to write the domain and the range for this problem at the bottom.